You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here's your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
It's Ashley Winch in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Monday, October 14th, episode 3540 by Worm Flooring. Good morning, Horse World.
You have found Horses in the Morning on a Monday. You're in for an amazing horsey week of laughter, learning, and fun with Glenn and Jamie.
For today's time travel episode, we're revisiting a show from November 2020, where the host of the Dressage Radio Show, Reese Koffler Stanfield, stops by to update us on her amazing horses. Glenn and Jamie bring you some equine news, equestrian first world problems, and DeAnn from Horse Nation stops in with some fun articles. But first, a word from our sponsors, kicking off with Worm Flooring. Is your floor a disaster zone? Cracked, dusty, and leaking? There's a better way. Let's face it, traditional floors in trailers, barns, workshops, they take a beating. They crack, they leak, they collect dust like it's nobody's business, and those temporary fixes, they never last. Introducing a revolutionary solution, Worm Flooring. Worm Flooring is a sealed system that's easy to clean and maintain. No more back-breaking scrubbing. Plus, it's slip-resistant, keeping you safe and sound. And unlike other options, Worm Flooring is built to last. Liquids? No problem. Worm Flooring protects your floor and keeps it looking beautiful for years to come. Don't settle for a floor that's a constant hassle. Invest in Worm Flooring today. Visit wormflooring.com, that's WERM flooring.com, to learn more and transform your space. Worm Flooring, the lasting solution for beautiful floors, for your barn, trailer, and more. Confidently address your horse's unique weight needs and help optimize their overall well-being with research-proven Purina animal nutrition feeds, designed by passionate equine nutritionists. Partner with Purina to nourish your horse to their optimal body condition. Explore weight management resources for your horse today at purinamills.com/feed-finder. When it comes to equine health, Cosequin Joint Health Supplement didn't just enter the arena, they built it. World-renowned riders like Philip Dutton, Will Coleman, and Julie Goodnight trust Cosequin for their horses. The high-quality, scientifically researched ingredients found in Cosequin products range from support joint, digestive, hoof, and immune health, the areas most impacted by performance horses. Top riders give their horses the best, and that's why, when performance matters, they choose Cosequin. With over 30 years behind the Cosequin name, you can rely on Cosequin products for when performance matters. To learn more, visit cosequin.com. Now let's get on with the show.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're glad that you're here. Hey, we have to congratulate Boyd Martin because Boyd Martin won the CCI 4-star at the Tryon International 3-day event on Tesserleg.
Setserleg. And
how do you say it?
Setserleg.
Setserleg.
Yeah, the T is silent. Setserleg. But that's how we say it here. I don't know. I could be making it up. Who knows? But I do know that Setserleg is on the game that we talked about on Friday, and all of our listeners are playing
That's
this
why
game
I brought
now.
it up.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody's playing it and having a tough time with dressage, apparently. Even keeping the horse in the arena.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
Yeah. So, yeah, he did that. This has been an amazing horse for him. Won the USEF National Championship last year in Kentucky, and also was a gold medalist at the 2018 Pan American Games. So second in there was Liza Holiday Sharp, of course, one of the hosts of the eventing show in the past, and Daenerys Z. And then she came in fifth. She was in second all the way up to the jump. And
this
then
part sucks.
Oh,
God, the last freaking jump. Always the last jump.
Yes.
You knocked the last one down, and then she went from second to fifth.
I feel bad for her. But Philip Dutton also in there, actually in second place. So Boyd and Philip, of course, worked together for many, many years in the farm up there. So came in first and second, and congratulations to him. And it sucks for all of you trying the new game and not doing so well. So.
Yeah, we're all trying. I want to ride badminton.
And for the Heels Down fans, Doug Payne came in fourth on Van Diver. So congratulations to him. Of course, Jess hosts the Heels Down Happy Hour. So congratulations to all of them. On today's show, Jamie, we have coming up Reese Koffler Stanfield, host of the Dressage Show. She's had some amazing runs with some of her horses this year. Plus, they have a project that they're doing in December I wanted to talk to you about. We have some equine news. I have some product reviews, too. And we have some equestrian first world problems, plus DeAnn from Horse Nation stopping by as well. So we have a full day today. I want you all to keep Emily, if you longtime listeners remember Emily Thompson, who hosts the event or the jumping episode every month here on the show. Hasn't in a while because she's been sick with Lyme disease really, really bad. And now it looks like she has COVID as well. And she's got a high fever, and she's hanging in there the last couple of days, not in the hospital yet, but we want you to keep her in your prayers because her immune system ain't so good to begin with. And we're just hoping that she pulls through this and doesn't have to go to the hospital and everything will be fine. I've been keeping in touch with her a couple times a day. No live shows until December. I saw somebody brought that up last week, and that is because of our scheduling. I'm going to be out again for another surgery on Thursday, so we just thought it would be better for everybody to not start live till December.
Basically, it sounds like everybody is a mess. I mean, just a mess around here.
It is true. It is true. All right, Daily Winnie time. Well, my Daily Winnie is just a couple of these. Happy birthday to Kayla Tabai and Terry Golson. Both of them have their birthdays. They're both auditors of ours. We appreciate them. Also, we have one new auditor, Jolynn Lunders. So, Jolynn Lunders, welcome to the group.
Jolynn.
I thought of that. I wasn't going to sing it, but I knew
you can't
you would.
not. I mean, bless her heart.
I knew you would.
It's not even close.
Also, I'm going to put a link in our show notes. One of our terrific auditors started a new vlog called Virginia Equestrian. I can't talk today. One of our new auditors started a vlog called Virginia Equestrian Life. And yeah, she's in her Army uniform when she does this. Apparently, she's waiting to go to work. And her name is Chelsea Scriven. Why can I not talk today?
You are a mess.
I am. Chelsea Scriven, and she talked about us in her first vlog. And I'm going to put a link to that in our show notes so you also can go over and take a look at it and take a listen to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. She's engaging. So thank you, Chelsea, for throwing Horse Radio Network and Jamie and I in there. We appreciate it. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so it's been a rough weekend. I said we're all falling apart because I tore something in my shoulder, and I'm going to have to go get an MRI this week. If it's not any better, I don't know, in like a couple days. It's sleep it off. It'll be fine. But the problem is,
haven't you torn something in your shoulder before?
Yeah, it's the weak link in my body. But the problem is, and I guess my daily Winnie's going out to my father-in-law. Because he retired and he's really bored and he watches a lot of local news. And here on Channel 9, here in Oklahoma, Channel 9 does a segment called Oklahoma. So I don't know what it's called. Something to do with like Oklahoma people that are doing good. And so he wrote the news channel a letter about me getting the letter from the Queen.
Oh yeah, for the Monty Roberts thing.
Yeah, with Monty Roberts thing and all that. And oh my God, at 11 o'clock this morning, Channel 9 is coming out here to film a package about me training the horses. And they're like, we want to meet you in the barn. We just want to see you doing your thing. I'm like, what do I wear? They're like, whatever you wear when you're training horses. Well, that's not gonna
Wear
happen.
your most obnoxiously colored riding pants.
No, I am just a mess. And Abby is so excited. She's cleaning the barn right now. She's like, this is going to be great. And of course, I'm horrified because I don't do cameras. I do microphones.
I had said years ago, I said, we should start doing this as a video show when we're recording it live. And she refused to do it. Yeah.
I was like, I'm out.
Yep.
Peace. It's been fun. So yeah, I have to do, and I've been on the news before for like other random stuff. And I look at myself and I'm like, wow.
You've been on the red carpet for award shows, for God's sake.
That person's an idiot. Like, I know, but I was on the red carpet as like the idiot, not like the one who was like doing successful things. It was like always to make fun of me on the red carpet. So I have never really, I'm not comfortable with this type of thing. And I know they're just going to come out and film and it's probably going to last 30 seconds. And I'll share.
Oh, they're going to film
for
2 hours and it's going to last 30 seconds.
Oh, they said they'd be here over an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that we'll be there for a while. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, and the problem is I can't actually lift up anything with my right arm.
I was going to say, yeah, what are you going to do about that? Hey, throw the kid up.
I know. I'm like, this is Abby. She's going to be doing all the things today.
I'll be here narrating and she's going to ride.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with this kind of thing.
So this is the local news station?
Yes, local news.
You'll be the last story in the half hour of the news program, the feel-good story.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be, is a feel-good story. So now I'm like, I of course couldn't sleep last night because I get nervous about this stuff. So here I'm going to be like puffy-eyed nightmare with like, why do I get nervous for stuff like this? It's like, because as horse people, whenever you do something, everybody else is going to have a different way to do it and a different opinion. Now, I believe in what I do, but
but the nice thing about that is, unlike posting it on Facebook, you're not going to get any feedback.
Sure, I'll get feedback, Glenn. They'll find you. The internet, people can find anything. So if it is good and I like it, I will share it with you. If it is like decent and okay, I'm not going to share it with you. And if it's a complete train wreck, I will definitely share it with you. How's all that?
All right, that's a good deal. I like that. So why don't you do this? Why don't you cut out at, I'll take DeAnn when we get to the top of the hour, and then you can cut out and go put your makeup on.
Oh my God. I was like, what do I wear? What do I do? Do I need like people?
Do you even own makeup? Really? That isn't 25 years old.
No, that not 25 years old. I have some like dried up eyeliner maybe in my bathroom. And like, I don't know. I don't do this kind of stuff. So I'm a bit of a mess. So, and again, I can't lift my right arm over my, away from my body. I've been in a sling all weekend. So good times. Good times.
Well, before we get
actually had to load horses on Saturday, Glenn, or Sunday to take them back to Horse and Hound. And I was by myself and I had to load 2 3-year-old thoroughbreds. Do you know what I did? I took a belt and I tied my arm to my body with the belt. So I couldn't, because you're inevitably going to do. Well, the sling, I can even still pull it away from my body. So I need the sling that straps it down.
Yeah, you need the one that.
So I took a belt.
Well, the country's a mess too right now with all the election stuff still not over and everybody whining and complaining about everything. So I thought on the first thing on a Monday morning, I'd bring you a couple nice horsey stories. Remember we used to do nice news? Well, I have a couple of nice news stories for you. So this lady, this is going to start off bad, but it ends up good, okay? So Joyce Tofts just turned 100 years old over in England. She's in a care home, and she had a horrible bout with COVID. Apparently almost died, but she pulled through and made it to see her 100th birthday. Well, she's been supporting charities, pony charities, for a long time, but it's never had a horse and never really had much interaction with the horse. But the one thing she wanted for her 100th birthday was to have a horse show up for her party. So they had a party for her there, and a local volunteer heard about this and actually brought her little mare Honey out to visit Joyce on her birthday. So she was able to meet Honey and feed her carrots, and then they had a birthday cake for her, and also you're not the only one. She received a telegram from the Queen.
Oh,
do they still do telegrams, by the way? Is that still a thing? When I read that, I went, telegram? How would you get a telegram?
You have to read Braille.
The Queen over there going...
Tap it out.
But anyway, so happy birthday to her, 100 years old. And she survived COVID at 100, so that says something.
Y'all, that means you can do it. Get out of your houses.
So I have another fun story for you. This is at the other end of the spectrum. She's only 22 years old. So this German girl who was living in Spain at the time got I don't know if she got a scholarship, but she ended up that she was going to be going to a college in Scotland. So she thought, well, I got 3 months. Instead of driving to college in Scotland, I'm going to walk. And I'm going to walk with my Shetland pony named Hetziko or Hetziko. I don't know how you say that.
Don't even try.
Yeah. So she decided to take the Shetland pony. She had a little cart made, and the Shetland pony pulled the little cart. She wasn't in the cart. She was walking beside the cart, but the cart carried all their stuff because she was going to college. So she walked 1,100 miles over 3 months from Spain all the way up through France, took the boat over to England, watched the entire length of England into Scotland. And she had no plan. She planned on camping or sleeping in people's homes, barns, or even churches. And she said it was the most amazing experience that everywhere she went, people would put her up, her and her Shetland pony, who apparently could be a bit frisky at times, big surprise. But she got to be so popular that by the time she arrived in Scotland, towns would come out and cheer her on. So she got to be quite the celebrity by the time she reached Scotland, and now she started in school there. But isn't that a good, cool story?
What happened to the pony?
She's still with her at the school.
Like in their dorm?
It's an agricultural college, so I'm assuming there's a place to put a pony.
Okay.
So yeah, she speaks.
That's crazy.
She also speaks Spanish, English, and German, and some French. So that tells you that this is one smart girl. Her parents said, "Oh, we weren't worried about her. We knew she'd be fine," and apparently she was. So there you go.
She's a latchkey kid. She's fine.
She probably was homeschooled. So she did great. So yeah, there's my happy stories for you today. So see, wasn't that bad? That was good. Make you feel better about life. Also, there's another happy story.
Listening to that.
I know. 1,100 miles and 100 years old. I feel 100 years old sometimes. So this year, the Equus Film and Arts Festival, which we've been covering since it started years ago, is now virtual. So you don't have to actually fly to a place to watch the films, like New York City's where it usually was, and spend thousands of dollars to watch the films by staying in hotels. They're doing it virtually this year because of COVID. So it's the first time that you're able to go to their website, and it's filmfestivalflix.com, filmfestivalflix.com, and you can sign up. I think the tickets are started $12 up, but they have 50 plus films. They have 13 artists are going to be there. 10 days of jam-packed equestrian escapism. So you can watch the films over 10 days. It started November 13th and runs through the 22nd. So you can find it there. And there's 16 different countries represented in the films. So that's filmfestivalflix.com. You can go watch, get all your film delight. And I'm sure everybody's waiting. You and I talked about the new Black Beauty thing that Disney put together, the movie.
Well, the movie called Black Beauty that isn't at all Black Beauty.
Everybody's very upset when they found out and watched the trailer about this. Have you seen all the posts? Very upset that
I saw people
Black Beauty's being bastardized.
I saw people that seemed kind of excited about it, but it was more people that really aren't that infatuated.
They probably had never read the book original. Or something. Yeah. Saw the movie. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. It's going to be a Mustang this time, and not a driving horse at all, or anything like that. Nothing
I think
like
the reason it's got any sort of legs is because of the star power of Kate Winslet is going to be, in it.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah,
because otherwise it's your stereotypical horse girl story. They just made it. It's the typical script.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there's my stories for the day. So we're going to talk a little bit about, why don't you tell us a little bit about our sponsor, Kemin Equine, and I will get our guest on the line.
All right. Well, here's the least surprising statistic you will hear all day. According to an annual Gallup poll, Americans are among the most stressed people on the planet. At this point, it's probably global. Are you surprised? Not me, but this may come as a surprise. Your horse gets stressed out too. It's true. Every horse experiences stress caused by things like exercise, environmental conditions like the weather, or their everyday surroundings. Travel causes horses stress too, just like humans, and even simple diet changes. All of these variables contribute to the stress levels of your horse. This might also come as a surprise. You can help reduce the negative impacts of stress by feeding your horse chromium every day. By lowering the levels of the stress hormone cortisol, you are optimizing energy use. Feeding chromium results in an improved body upkeep, health, performance, and overall well-being. But this part is important. Don't just feed any chromium. Feed your horse the only FDA-reviewed source of chromium propionate on the market today. Chemtrace Chromium from Kemin. Ask for it by name and stress less. Learn more about Chemtrace Chromium at kemin.com/chromiumeq.
And I heard from them this week that they have been getting a lot of inquiries from our listeners asking questions. So thank you to all who have reached out to Kemin.
One of them was me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I was like, I need to know where I can find this. And it's you just have to read the labels, I think, of your feed and make sure it's a part of it.
And on their website, too, they have a list of the companies that use it. So it does make it a little easier to find. All right, let's head over to the dressage world, and we're going to get on the phone with the host of the Dressage Radio Show for the last 8 years, Reese Koffler Stanfield, because she's had an amazing year with a couple of her horses.
I would like to say she also started out kind of like me, which is we're going to do this show for a couple weeks. We'll help you out. But how are we going to do a show for this long? Right, Reese?
I'm on my 3 months, Yes, I'm 7.5 years in.
Yeah, me too. I was like, this will be fun.
I think you and I started around the same time, didn't we?
I
think you were a little earlier.
You were coming on our show. And doing recipes and all sorts of fun things. And then you kind of got roped into doing your own. So, I feel
That's how I do it. I lasso them. And I drag them along for the ride.
Actually, it's been an amazing ride. And every year, it just gets better and better, truly. Like, when we started, nobody knew what podcasting was. And now it's like a thing. It's awesome.
What station are you guys on?
Yeah, what station are you on, Reese?
What station are you on?
I still get that sometimes, but not as much.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's just such a fun thing to be able to.
Now, I will say, though, that Reese's show is not only the official podcast of one association, but two. So they're the official podcast of the United States Dressage Federation, but they're also the official podcast of the United States Western Dressage Association. Because one episode a month is done by Stacy Westfall and about Western Dressage. So you have that distinction. You're probably the only podcast in the horse world endorsed by two associations. So.
What can we say? I know. No, that was such a fun thing when USDF, we did that partnership, and it was fantastic. So it's just, it continues to be such a fun, wild ride. And, it's amazing. People ask what I do on Thursday night, and it's hard to explain it.
Well, I wanted to have you on to talk about a couple of things. One is your horses this year. Oh, my God, girl, you've been developing some horses. Tell us about the 2 horses that you posted about this morning.
Yeah, so, as we all know, this has been quite a challenging year for sure. So we actually started showing early before sort of the world fell apart. We were in Florida, and I had the opportunity to have 2 amazing horses. Elin Court won this year the I2 Kentucky Dressage Association Horse of the Year. And he is actually, since then, he's been sold. He has a new owner in New England, and he's on his next adventure. And that's also so fun to see that.
It's fun to see, but is it a little hard, tugs at your heart a little too? When you it's your business, it's what you do, but it still has to tug a little bit after you work so hard.
It does. It does tug a little bit. It's hard, but like you said, I come from a horsey family, and from the very beginning, when I had ponies, my mom did the best thing for me, which was we don't keep horses around. We could, my mom's like, I don't have a farm to keep all your ponies, so we would sell. She taught us early that we had to sell them to get the next one. So
I think of it like this: the more if you find them a great home, that opens up a spot to educate another one.
Exactly. And just this horse, he was so well educated, and now he gets to share what he knows to his next owner. So that's what we have to do. And I have a sneaky surprise. I have an amazing Grand Prix horse that came. He came in May, and I'm really looking forward to the adventures that I'm going to have with him. So I also, I could really only keep one, and I have this amazing new horse that not a lot of people know about. So it was kind of it was time for him to go to his next owner, and then I had this opportunity with this new horse. And then I also have Follow Me. That's Big Mike. And if you have listened to the show, I've kind of chronicled his journey through the show a little bit, which has also been amazing. And I bought him as a 4-year-old, and he's now 8. And he had a fantastic year. So it's really fun.
Did he won a championship this year too, didn't he?
He did. He was the KDA Prix St. George Horse of the Year and a reserve 4th level Horse of the Year. So I had 2 really, really fantastic
more big ass
horses,
ribbons for your barn.
Hey, listen, yes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, who doesn't like big ribbons? Not that we do this for ribbons, but those were both horses. Elin Court I got when he was 5, and Mikey I got when he was 4. So to have developed them, that's probably for me the most fun. And it's not the ribbon so much. It's very much a journey, but to see, like, sometimes the journey comes together. There's a lot of times you're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing out here? So that was pretty fun.
So as a professional, I do have a question for you. So obviously a lot of the horses are for sale, right? And if you get the right price, you're going to sell a horse. That's always the way it is with professionals. But how do you know the one that you go, okay, this one's not going anywhere, I'm going to the Olympics with this one?
Yeah, well, first of all, Glenn, you know my husband. I can tell you, my husband is very quick he doesn't really know how to load a horse, but he will YouTube it, he told me. So when the right price comes in, it's amazing how that horse will get sold. But but basically, you have to really look at what your goals are. And what your goals are, for example, for your child or for yourself. And again, it's not just, it's financial, but it's also time. The amount of time we put into these horses takes so much time. And I have amazing assistants because I do all these other things. They do a lot of the care of the horses. I'd love to do it myself, but there's only one of me. And you really have to look at your goals. And is that horse going to help you reach that goal, whatever that may be? And if they can't, then it's time to go ahead and move them on to their next journey and their next adventure with their next person. So it's a hard answer, I guess. I hope that.
Do you have a goal to someday ride at the Olympics, or is that something? Do you more like doing the developing?
No, I really, really would like to ride in the Olympics or a world championship, whatever that may look like in the future. That has always been the goal. When we first met, I had a horse that made the team. He was top 4, and his name was Casper. So I got over the first mountain and could see the next mountain ranges, and he was just a little bit too old. So I really look forward to being able to go back to the big ring. That's been my biggest goal for many years. So I hope this year.
If you make the Olympics, Jamie and I promise to get press passes and come watch you. Okay.
You better. That would be amazing. I would be very upset. Now that people know what we do, we can actually get some press passes.
You're right, exactly.
What station are you on? What station is it?
What station are you on? What station are you on? What station are you on? Yeah, exactly.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic year, girl, and a really good year on the Dressage Show, too. Speaking of which, you have something coming up in December you guys are doing I wanted to let this audience know about as well.
Oh, yes, for sure. We, what Philip and I are doing, because it's been such a tough year for a lot of us, and a lot of us, who knows what will be happening in December if we're locked down or whatever it may be. But Phil and I are offering 2 virtual lessons. And what we've asked is for people to send us an email. We've gotten multiple people that have nominated their coaches. And the virtual lessons can either be you take a YouTube video and submit it to Phil and I. That's probably the way we're going to be able to do it technologically, since Phil's in Canada and I'm in Kentucky. But they will submit the video. We'll have a video consultation with whoever wins the adventure. So you can be a part of the virtual training session. send me an email, Reese, Reese, at horseradionetwork.com, or Philip at horseradionetwork.com. That's Philip with one L. And we're going to go through the submissions. We've already gotten several, and who knows, we may continue this program as we go forward. But we wanted to give it to a lot of hardworking people that maybe haven't had an opportunity to get lessons or help. So that's what we're up to.
And that could be an eventer that does dressage. Anybody does dressage.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. Anybody that does dressage. Yeah. It kind of needs to be a dressage test or some sort of training video. Yeah.
Yeah. Reese doesn't jump. So
No. I could help a little, but I'm not that good at it. So.
But you do coach a lot of eventers too. So I know that.
I coach a lot. Yeah. Yes. I coach a lot and I'm very, very lucky. And I really enjoy coaching, not only developing horses. I'm an FEI certified instructor actually. So I train a lot, and I'm so blessed right now. People are taking a lot of lessons, which is really good for all us coaches out there. We're glad that we can provide a safe sport that people can come and enjoy. So we're really thrilled with that.
Yeah, and poor Philip's been in Canada. They have been locked down since the beginning of all of this. You were talking about lockdowns. I noticed that a bunch of other states are going into lockdown again. So it's going to get interesting again for competitors. I
think it will. Yeah, and I don't know what will happen. We are heading south, and I hope I can at least do a drive-by, Glenn. But again, I think I'm really excited to just be south and train the horses and have the weather, and we will see what happens going forward. I don't know, but again, riding, I think luckily we are in a position. I can't imagine being like a swim coach or something like. But we can provide safe environments for people to come. And we figured out the protocol here at my farm, and we've been able to kind of stay open and rocking and rolling, again, in very safe ways. And competitions as well. I think, again, we figured out how to make those safe, which is great. So it will be interesting. But on the show, and if you listen to our show, Philip is in Canada, and usually our producer, Paul, is in England. So I will be honest, like during this whole COVID time, we've been a little family, and to hear what's happening in Canada and what's happening in England, obviously what's happening here in Kentucky, has been really interesting. But it really, I think for all of us, we're a family, and it's nice to check in with someone, once a week to see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, very good, Reese. Thank you for joining us. It's a Dressage Radio Show. You can find it on any podcast player. Also on the Horse Radio Network app. Yes, we have one with all of our shows on it. So you can search for Horse Radio Network in the App Store, iOS or Android. And also Reese at horseradionetwork.com if you want to submit videos or actually just to send you an email to try and qualify to be one of the people getting the training, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. Tell us your story, and we'll get you on the list. And who knows? We may try and work it may be Valentine's Day, Christmas. We may have a New Year's Eve. We may have all kinds of giveaways. So we're working on that now.
All right, great. Thanks, Reese.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And we'll have to have her.
You can't listen to her not smile.
I know. We need to get her back to do a recipe before the holidays, too. That's how she started all of this. That's how she became a host, was just doing recipes. Wintec has always made riding easy and affordable. They combine world-leading innovations and high-tech materials in lightweight, weatherproof, and easy care saddles. It's easy to see why Wintec is the world's #1 synthetic saddle brand. And they have some new ones out right now, as a matter of fact. The new Wintec 2000 High Wither All-Purpose Saddle is perfect for those high wither thoroughbreds. The Wintec 2000 Wide All-Purpose is grippy saddle to suit your wide horse. And the new Wintec Pro Wide Dressage is a grippy dressage saddle that suits the wide dressage horses. Wintec is the official saddle sponsor of the United States Pony Club and the American Riding Instructors Association. Visit wintecsaddles.us to see a complete list of the saddles available and where to buy them at your local Wintec dealer. That's wintecsaddles.us. Does anybody have any problems?
We have, unfortunately. So last Monday I wasn't here, Glenn. I was at Universal, and one of our auditors noticed that the Sunday night submitting for First World Problems did not come up in their news feed. And so Lindsay decided to take it upon herself to make a post, and all these people shared their problems, but I wasn't here. So like not only do I have an unbelievable amount of problems from this week, last week is also there, and they're piling up. And we'll get to as many as we can. I don't know what to do.
First world problem, first world problem, first world problem.
All right. Well, I got to start with the one. Let me remind everybody that if you have an equestrian problem, it is a first world problem. If you want to submit your own equestrian first world problems, you need to be an auditor or email it to me. But for the most part, be an auditor. Glenn, how do people do that?
That's pretty simple. You go to horseradionetwork.com, scroll down the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the auditor banner, and it's for as little as $3 a month. You too can join the auditor group. We have had some people do that recently, and there's a lot going on in there right now in the Facebook room. And I have had requests. People have asked me now that there are people bailing Facebook to go to other platforms. Are you going to start rooms in other? No, we're staying on Facebook because I just can't handle more than that. So
it's all I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start with one that comes from Brenda, because Brenda adopted one of the horse and hound horses. Sight unseen. She lives in California. She adopted him. He was here in training, and his name was In the Nick of Time. And I did notice her problem last week was because he had to ship from Oklahoma all the way to California. And she said, my new horse finally got here and I want to go play with him, but he's sleeping and I don't want to wake him up. I'm dying to hear an update because that was such a nice horse. Oh my gosh, beautiful. She had him vetted and we sent him out there and it's okay. That's the happy story, that we were talking about with Reese is you want to see the horses go to the right people. And this one I really felt did. So, all right, let's move on to this week. Which is Chantel, girl, I've been donating my plasma since I got COVID and I'm making a ton of money doing it, but I have to use the money for a new mattress for my husband and I instead of for horsey things.
Are they paying for that?
What is happening? If you've had COVID, you can go donate plasma?
Yeah, because the plasma they're using to treat people, and it's very, very effective treatment, so they need as much plasma as they can get, because right now the number of people in the hospitals is skyrocketing. So
go lay me down on the table.
I didn't know they paid for it, though.
I really think that it's your blood, like blood, sweat, and tears. It's your blood. You don't buy a mattress. You buy whatever the hell you want. My God, it's your blood. Jenna says, I bought a 200-gram liner on sale for my 18-month-old gelding, and I brought it home to try, and it was too small. It's a 75. How big is that baby?
Anyway.
Good Lord. Haley says, I've been insanely busy at work, which is the only way that I can afford 2 horses. But I'm too busy with work to spend time with both my horses.
Boy, there's the classic.
It's
problem right there.
Even
if you own your own farm and that's all you do, you don't have time for all your horses. That's true.
Yeah. Tiffany had one and she said a screenshot of it actually, because she said these blingy half chaps are super cute, but I don't have black paddock boots to match them. Yeah. Your paddock boots have got to match your half chaps. They just have to. It's a thing. Carrie says, I was leading my horse. Oh, this is so sad. I was leading my horse, carrying my grooming bag, and of course, my new tube of Surpass falls right out, right where his next step is going to be, and the really expensive tube of Surpass exploded like a ripe watermelon hit with a sledgehammer when his giant hoof landed on it. Oh, it's like when you deworm a horse and they go,
yeah,
and they spit it all, and you're like, that was $9. No, yeah, I get it, but this is worse because it's more expensive. Rebecca says, my husband just finished a bunch of my honeydews, and now I have to come up with a whole new list.
Or give him a break.
First world problems. No,
Poor
I
guy.
know. I get it. I'm like, so my husband's on a trip right now flying, and I'm like, the list is piling up, dude. You got to get home. When you work, that's your vacation. Okay. When you come home is when you actually work. Melissa says, I think
he probably thinks of it that way, to be honest.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He does not. He is not sad to leave. All right, see you 3 days. I'm like, damn it. need a new round.
All I have to do is sit in the cockpit and press a couple buttons here. I don't have to fix any fencing or build anything.
Sleep in a hotel room with out a 7-year-old waking you up in the middle of the night. Yeah. Melissa says, and Melissa, I feel you, girl, because this is a problem of mine, but it's a good problem to have. I have enough pieces to make several bridles, but they're all different shades. And I don't want to buy a schooling bridle when I can have one, but I cringe every time I tack up my horse.
I'll just dye them all black. You'll be good.
Somebody said get a black magic marker, but then it's going to your horse sweats and it's going to get on their face and you got to wipe Sharpie off of it. Ask me how I know.
Tie-dye them.
Yeah. Kimberly said, this is my husband's equestrian for sure problem. He wanted to take his truck to the golf tournament, but I parked it next to the barn. So he has to come up the hill in his golf shoes, walk through the mud to get the truck. She said, and then he stopped at my horse's stall to give me a hug and he walked away muttering, covered in hay. Oh, Chad would know. His golf shoes are he'd rather walk barefoot through the mud than get those dang golf shoes dirty.
Aren't they usually white too? Are they light colored?
Yeah, it's this silvery, shimmery gray.
Yeah.
It's
that would show mud really well.
Oh yeah. Sharon says, I listen to HRN podcasts on the weekends when I do chores. And if I don't do enough chores, I don't make it through the week's podcast. But if I make it through all the podcasts, I'm exhausted from all the chores.
I need to keep that one.
That is a good one.
I need to put that on the website as a promo piece.
Kaylee says, we moved back home and there's so many more horsey events now here. So I have no choice but to buy a new saddle and bridle for my kid ASAP so we can start doing all the horsey things. Man, Lucas. Oh, side note. Remember I told you Lucas now had a crush?
Yeah. Oh, are we broken up already?
No.
Oh.
It's hot and heavy.
Oh.
She came over.
Oh.
They had a date. He was like, we're going to have a play date minus the play. And I was like, slow your roll, dude. She's 9, you're 7. Okay. So Saturday, he's like, Mom, can I go horseback riding?
What?
Can I ride Duke? And I was like, are you feeling okay? Cool. Let's do it. So I put him on and he rides him around. He rides him about, his max is 10, 15 minutes. And he's like, okay, done. Then he's like, hey, Mom, when she comes over tomorrow, can we go horseback riding? And I was like, oh, you just wanted to practice so you could look like you
he
know
knows how to get the girls with the horses.
Oh my God. 7 years old, Glenn. I thought you'd be so proud. Yeah. So the mom comes over, of course, too. And she's like, I'm sorry. This is the most amazing first date she's ever going to have. She'd never ridden a horse, and here I put them on. They're riding horses side by side because the two horses love each other. So it's perfect as two super, super good kids' horses. Oh my God. It was the cutest thing ever. And I was like, if some dude had taken me horseback riding for a first date, we'd be married. Except for back then. I would have made a big mistake. But anyway, yeah, so that's what the playa did this weekend.
I need sappy music. Warn me next time.
Oh my God, it's so cute. Casey said, I bought a COVID pony, as in I feel bad for him, so I must save him from going to the sale barn kind of pony. But now none of my saddles fit him.
New saddle time.
The price of the horse is the cheap part. And then Karen, the host of the Endurance. Oh my God. Karen says, I didn't put my trailer ramp up when we were supposed to get 2 to 3 inches of snow. And then we got 12 to 14 inches, so now I have to shovel a horse trailer ramp just to get to the tag door trailer open. It's such a first world problem.
It is, and it's probably frozen open, too. You'd never be able to close it. So,
oh, man, the hairdryer out. Lisa said it's dark in the morning, dark in the evening, and ride with a headlamp, and it works. But then a moose seems to appear right in front of us everywhere we ride. Where do you live? Oh, my God. She must live in Glasgow.
Maine. She's in Maine.
She's Maine. Okay. Yeah. Somewhere up there. Matt says the horses like drinking from my blue water trough more than the black water trough. So it needed to be filled. And apparently they did not like how long it was taking to fill. So they kicked the trough and turned off the shutoff valve and turned it into a sprinkler. And here's a video of Old Faithful.
Why is it that horses do that? We have red buckets and we have green buckets, and they will not drink out. Scooter won't drink out of the one color, and Nigel won't drink out of the other color. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's really strange. It's just because horses are strange. Yeah. That's it. Kara, this is so funny. I need to buy a new clothes dryer because I traded my last one for a horse. It's That's one thing we haven't seen on really bad ads. Like, we'll trade for a good dryer. Oh my God, there's so many more, but I'm gonna have to like knock it down. Okay, Jessica put a bunch of them. She's having a really hard time. I finally got my new custom saddle, but the day we went in to fit it, my horse had rain rot, so I couldn't ride in it. And then, oh my God, I got my new iPhone on Friday, but because I'm currently locked out of my Tesla, I can't find the special Tesla card to let me set up my new phone as the car key. So I still have to carry around my old phone to like let me in my new Tesla.
Okay, there's a lot of first world problems going on there that are more than horsey.
Yeah. Oh, poor thing. Let's finish with Vicky. The weather is getting cooler and great for riding, but the low humidity is causing my white horse's black dirt to statically stick to her hair, and I can't get it off. You know what I'm having a problem with is just the bloody static, because then you're like, I'm going to get this first touch on this like 3-year-old baby racehorse, and I go to touch them. It's like, and they're like, gone.
Out of here.
So now I'm having the like disgusting problem of like, I mean, what do you have to do? You can't carry around a water bucket. You spit in your hands and you rub it around and you touch them. That's problem solved. But it's disgusting. And I feel bad like doing that in front of people. So like when the news crew comes and I hawk a lookie into my hands.
Yeah, do that for the TV show. That'd be cool.
Nice to meet you. Shake hands. Gross. Okay,
funny.
that's enough. That's enough. I can't take any more.
All right, let's talk about EcoGold Secure Saddle Pad. Not only do you have Wintech Saddle, one of our other sponsors today, you have this saddle pad.
I have been able to cleanse myself of all my millions of saddle pads because the EcoGold Secure Saddle Pads, they're so awesome. They're engineered to keep the horse's back comfortable while keeping the saddle in place for a safe, competitive ride. They have an impact protection through the seat, and the ultra-thin flaps provide the rider with better communication and a more stable riding position. Side note, that's totally true. So like I have like that microbial fleece on the bottom, and mine is set for a monoflap saddle, and they have those shapes too. And the sides of the pad are super thin, but like, you know, thick enough to pad the side of the saddle, but not where your legs are sticking out away from the horse. These saddle pads are just totally worth it. They're available in both English and Western styles. Shop the entire collection at ecogold.ca. I need to buy some more.
Very good. Hey, before we get to DeAnn, and I'll let you go after this, and then we'll go to DeAnn, and I'll hang out with DeAnn for a little while because you have to go get your makeup on.
Oh my God, I gotta go get did.
You don't want to look white, you know. You gotta put some blush on.
Oh my God, I'm not doing that, but I do want to have at least matching clothes.
Yeah, that'll be good. So before we go, I have a guessing game for you, real quick.
Okay.
So I got the statements in from my surgery. So keep in mind, I had a colon resection. They took out a section of my colon. Now, I was in the hospital for 4 nights, like 5 days. Care to guess how much the hospital billed the insurance company?
Okay, how many nights?
4 nights.
I think it's got to be $5,000 a night. $20,000?
Okay, $125,000.
What?
This is just the hospital. That's not the surgeon was $25,000 on top of this. So they billed the insurance company $125,000. The insurance company paid $40,000 for that stay. Are
you responsible for the rest?
No, I have the deductible, so nobody pays it, I guess. And then the surgeon, they actually paid like $25,000 for this. So this total bill, and that's not even the anesthesia or any of that. So the total bill for this one surgery would have been around $160,000.
Thank God for insurance.
Oh
my God.
I would have, I don't know how people without insurance do it. I mean, you'd be destitute, right? You'd be living on the street. I would have, it's crazy. And now I got another surgery Thursday. Can't wait to see what that's going to be. And I'm going to say, and this is political, I'm going to say thank you for Obamacare, because that's what we have and the only reason we have insurance. It saved my butt this year, that's for sure. But when I saw that bill, I almost fell over. And of course, they give you the itemized deduction of every pill and everything they did for you, and it's like 5 pages. And I don't know if you've been in the hospital lately, but what they have now, they scan everything. They have scanners. So every pill they give you, anything they give you is scanned. Wow. So that's how they do the billing now. They just scan a barcode. So every pill has a barcode, every bag of IV solution, even your IVs themselves, they have a barcode, so they scan that. So every single thing is scanned. They probably scan your food. I don't know. But it was crazy.
He ordered the nachos. Beep, beep.
$2,500 for the nachos. So, yeah, I thought I'd blow
God.
you all away with that bill. That was crazy. Can you imagine
That's
these
nuts.
people that are in for weeks with COVID? Oh,
No.
God.
I
can't
mean,
imagine.
I just can't imagine. Because my entire family is in the insurance business. My dad's a State Farm agent. My brother works, my aunts and uncle. Everybody is a State Farm agent in my family. I can tell you that insurance companies are making money. I don't know how, but they are.
I don't know how
So-
either, especially this year, but I don't know. It's crazy amount of bills. Just blew me away. And I wasn't I was guessing more what you were guessing, but whew,
Wow.
there you go.
$25,000 a night. That's a very expensive hotel.
That is. You could stay at a very nice hotel for that and have much better food, might I add.
You could go to Fiji.
I had
and
ice
stay in
chips
one
for
of those
4
places.
days. I could have gotten much better food at the $25,000 a night place.
That's true. You didn't
All right.
cost him much
Well,
at all with food.
Good luck at your TV appearance. I can't wait
my
to see it. You have to show it to me if it sucks or not. I need to see it.
We'll see about that. I know you. You'll be like, you'll zip that thing right up and post it.
So we'll see you back here on Wednesday.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Spay Neuter Geld.
All right, everybody, hang on. We got DeAnn from Horse Nation, and I also have, because we're vowing to do some holiday picks every year, I also have some holiday picks of things I've bought recently that I would recommend. And they're not necessarily horsey things, but they're things that every person uses. So I'll do that with DeAnn too, and give you some picks of some reviews of things I bought. A couple of them involve dogs. So stay tuned for that as well. Well, back with us, as she always is, at this time on a Monday, we have DeAnn from Horse Nation. Hi, DeAnn.
Hi, how are you today?
Okay, you in your truck again?
I am. I'm in the midst of feeding horses and ducking out to to hide in the truck and talk with you.
Good. Well, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it. Now, Jamie had to bug out because she's going to be on TV news there in Oklahoma. So... yeah,
Because of course she is.
Yes, because she got the letter from the Queen and does the Monty Roberts stuff. And so they're coming out to do a feel-good piece on Jamie. She's all nervous. She hates doing video. She absolutely hates it. That's the reason we don't do video much.
Well, I'm fine doing the video. I just don't want to watch it afterwards.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to the show after either. She's never listened to one of our episodes because she can't
Oh,
listen
wow.
back. She can't listen back. So
It is that weird sound of your own voice thing. You always
Yes.
sound differently than you think you should.
yes, exactly. Well, which article did you pick out today to talk about from Horse Nation?
So one of my freelancers, Marcella Gruchelak, she does a lot of fun. I don't know what else to call them other than lifestyle type articles that get a lot of views. People really seem to enjoy them. And this week she did one on what colors look best on my horse. And I think I went in and edited and added some social posts because this was the spin I took on it. And as editor, I get to do things like this. All I could think of, even though she didn't tie it in immediately, was those Facebook posts where I always think it's a 14-year-old girl, and then I click on the profile and it's not, where people post a picture of their horse and they're like, what color should I put on my horse? So I cracked up when I read Marcy's article because I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration for it. So Marcy was great though, because I tend to roll my eyes at those posts, right? But that's just the person I am. But Marcy went in and really was okay, let's talk about this. You guys post this. Here's what looks good on a bay. Here's what looks good on a chestnut, and went through sort of color by color with recommendations, which I thought was kind of awesome. And then she has great pictures of her mounted shooting friends, which, are always exciting.
And I love that she picked black as the horse that pretty much you guys are the luckiest in the world because just pick a color.
Yeah, pick a color, put it on it. Your horse looks rad.
Yeah,
good.
Even black on black makes you look like Zorro. So, it's
Yeah, there's literally nothing. I think there's no color that looks bad on a black horse.
So which is the hardest? Chestnuts are tough.
I think chestnuts are tough. And as the owner of 2 chestnut horses, I will stand by this being the most difficult. And I'm not a huge match person. I'm very function over form kind of person. But I do mounted shooting. And if you look at these pictures, people rock the look when they shoot. And,
we're talking matchy to the extreme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rider, horse, saddle pads, saddle,
Sport
everything, boots, everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, when I ride, I like to step up my game a little bit. And here I am with my red horse. Fortunately, my favorite color is blue, which I feel like is one of the ones you can put on a chestnut and have it, kind of pop out. But yeah, she pretty much lists chestnuts, palominos, and duns, which, here we're all looking at categories of the same color.
But palominos, you almost have to go. You usually see palominos with brighter colors, and that's because it looks good on a palomino.
Right.
You can't go with the tans, right? You can't go with anything in the tan or even white family.
Well, and because it just blends in.
Yeah.
And one thing she didn't address here is a paint horse, but I would put, or a spotted horse, whatever you want to call, a horse with multiple colors on it. I would put that in a similar category as a palomino, where it's a flashy enough horse that you have to choose a color that doesn't get lost.
I agree. Yeah, you have to have some contrast there, except for black, where you can go black on black, and then it kind of works. So,
but again, it's kind of that whole like dark horse theme.
Yep.
On all fronts.
Yeah, that's right. That is true. It's a good article. You should go take a look at it. She does make recommendations for the different colors, and duns are the Grullo horses are kind of different too, because they come in so many different shades of gray. But the one she has pictured here, that one's kind of a grayish. I don't know even what color. They're just kind of gray, and the rider's wearing all gray, which really worked.
Yeah, it looks great, and I actually have seen this rider shoot, and she's awesome. So the gray on gray, the whole thing is.
Well, it doesn't hurt that she's cute as a Dickens. So that
right. Like I was say, if I'm allowed to say it, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is. It does make her look like a desperado.
Right.
Yeah. It does. Well, you can find that. Also, a couple other articles you might want to check out is Gibson and the Apocalypse coming forth. And also a day in the life of a pony named Pony. So, and who's really in charge? Well, we all know the answer to that before you read the article, so you don't have to check that out. I love that in this segment, DeAnn, the world's coming apart in the horse world now, too. We have the battles going on with, which one of my own hosts is instigating, between every member of the USEF and the USEF and the WEC, and that war has taken off now. So we have that battle going on, and we have all these other things going on in the horse world, and you and I talk about colors for horses.
Right. You know what, though? I think the world needs a little bit more of that right now.
That's what we're here for at Horses in the Morning, is to help you just be lightly entertained, and we'll let the serious shows like Plaidcast deal with the battles. We'll let them deal with that stuff over there. In the meantime, we're just here to be happy and fun. So, DeAnn, thank you for joining us again. You're going to hang around for the Auditor Post show, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So, guys, we promised every show that we would do some maybe holiday picks, and I have some more artists coming on, and I've written to some people that do some custom stuff, but I also bought a lot of stuff. I was sick and on the couch during Amazon Prime Day. So I bought a lot of stuff, and because I had nothing else to do, and I was mad that I was sick and couldn't do anything. So I just shopped, and I have some things that are for doggies and for you, and some ideas that might be good holiday gifts, but also just good reviews of products. So that's coming up in the post show. Tomorrow, we'll have the CHA here with Christy and probably Jennifer tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Jamie's back. So we have a full week of shows coming up for you. So stay tuned for that. Also, fox hunting coming up this week as well. And it's horsenation.com, right?
Yes, it is.
We'll be back here in a second for the auditors.